to comprehend.
Grand Haven Township for a residential fire at Riverside Trail. White smoke coming out of the window. House is full of smoke seen from the outside and smells electrical. Central clear at 11:46.
That's the call that came in just before noon last Friday, dispatching crews to the family's home. Earlier that morning, police say someone had reported smelling smoke, but hours later, it was clear that a fire had started.
We have light smoke showing. Initial crews, established water supply. We'll be stretching a hand line to the alpha side. It's going to be an offensive fire, and I'll be doing a 360 shortly.
It began with the kind of image that defines the American dream, a sun-drenched Michigan summer, a sprawling family home on Riverside Trail in Grand Haven Township, and a mother named Mandy Kowitz uploading videos that radiated warmth.
Christopher Kowitz and his wife Mandy were raising 6 kids, ages 5 to 15. Police haven't released the names of their children. Reportedly, 2 of the kids were adopted from China.
Okay, we're heading to breakfast, and we got to figure out our laundry situation today.
Earlier this month, Mandy appears to have taken their 2 daughters to China on a trip. And what sticks out as we follow reaction to this story, we see the videos that she posted on social media, is just how loving of a person Mandy appears to have been, how loving of a mom Mandy was.
6 children ages 5 to 15 laughing through a homemade bucket list, 2 of them adopted from China and just back from a heritage trip she had meticulously documented. A husband named Christopher who posed at the beach holding one of their kids, a calendar stuffed with the beautiful chaos of back to school prep, substitute teaching plans, and the gentle hum of a life that seemed stitched together by love, resilience, and the fierce commitment of a woman who journaled her way through private pain so publicly that she became a quiet icon of strength among friends, colleagues, and the online communities where she anonymously spilled her soul. And then at 11:46 a.m. on Friday, July 24th, a neighbor smelled something electrical, noticed white smoke bleeding from a window, and a dispatcher's voice crackled over the radios of the Grand Haven Township fire crews who arrived believing they were walking into a standard residential blaze. Offensive fire attack, a 360 walk-around, only to...
Once inside the home, police say they found the entire family, all 8 members, dead.
Units made entry inside to battle the fire because there was smoke showing from the residents. When they got inside, they noticed that there was numerous people deceased inside the home. They then notified the sheriff's office, and we began an investigation into that. So what I can tell you at this point is that 8 people are dead inside the home. There's 2 adults and 6 children.
That's a news conference per...
Push through the smoke-filled interior and discover a slaughterhouse wearing the mask of a home, 8 bodies lifeless, a handgun recovered, and the first searing truth that this was not an accident but an annihilation. When the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office held their press conference, the details peeled back layer after layer of horror.
WZZM television in Michigan. As police investigated further, they say they realized something very dark may have happened before the fire.
Well, I can tell you that there's 2 adults in the residence as well. Some of the victims that we're calling victims inside the residence at this point did have gunshot wounds to their bodies. We don't have cause of death at this point. I don't know. I don't have 100% identification at this point. I can tell you that 2 adults and 6 children are deceased. We're pending further investigation and full autopsy results, which will be tomorrow afternoon.
Michigan State Police arson investigators described as a deliberate, multi-point arson designed to erase the evidence and the memory of what he had done. The autopsies would confirm that the cause of death for 7 victims was homicide by gunshot wound.
Tomorrow morning.
Any idea what caused the fire?
We're looking into that. We're being assisted by the Michigan State Police arson investigators to see if it was intentionally set. So they're here. They've been on scene for quite some time. We've had numerous units on scene trying to get to the bottom of both the fire and the deaths.
Can you confirm how many victims had gunshot wounds?
Not at this point. No, that'll be pending further autopsy and further investigation.
Is there any further ongoing threat to the public then?
We believe that everybody who's involved in the situation is...
Christopher Kowitz, age 47, was ruled a suicide, and with that, the machinery of prosecution ground to dust because there would be no trial, no cross-examination, no chance to demand of a living man why he had snuffed out his own children.
After the post-mortem autopsies, it was determined that the cause of death for all the subjects involved in this was ruled gunshot wounds, and the manner of death for Amanda and the 6 children was ruled homicide. The manner of death for Christopher has been ruled suicide. Additionally, after checking with the Michigan State Police Fire and Arson investigators, it was determined they're working to identify the cause and origin of the fire. We don't have that official report yet, but preliminary indications are that the fire was intentionally set in numerous different places throughout the residence on the interior of the home.
To this point, law enforcement believe that the violence could have started the night before, and then the fire was carried out in the morning, but at this point it's unclear. Police say they recovered a handgun from the scene, and they also say there were multiple spots in the house where the fire was set. They are, though, still going through video evidence, trying to figure out a timeline of what happened. The sheriff was asked about Christopher's potential
males aged 15, 12, 11, and 5 females aged 11 and 11, and the wife who, according to the digital breadcrumbs she left behind on a Reddit account under the name Mandy, K79, had spent nearly 5 years clawing her way back from the abyss of his infidelity.
Like this. Christopher reportedly worked as the National Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the American Heart Association. Through the weekend, people tried to figure out what was going on before authorities were called to the house for that fire. Then, this week, the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office shared what their investigation had found.
The deceased adults are Christopher Kowitz, age 47 of Grand Haven, and Amanda Kowitz, age 39 of Grand Haven. The couple were married. The 6 deceased Kowitz children's name will not be released at this time. These include males ages 15, 12, 11, and 5, and females age 11 and 11. 4 of the children were biological children, and 2 were adopted. Right now.
In the wake of this news, the American Heart Association released a statement to media outlets that said that Christopher was a former staff member and his employment had ended earlier this month. They have not said why he no longer worked for the organization. Now, as far as Christopher's relationship with his wife, several media outlets, including the Detroit News, have pointed out posts that Mandy appears to have made on Reddit in 2024. And in these posts, she talked about issues she had in her marriage with Christopher. Now, the screen name on Reddit is Mandy K117.